I don't know if it's just me, but after that recent result against Manchester United, I couldn't watch anything Arsenal related. No AFTV, no fan reactions, no highlights, no Sky Sports, no YouTube pundits, nothing. I avoided it all. And what's mad is, this isn't a one-off anymore. This has become a pattern. Whenever we lose in ways that hurts, not just a loss, but a disappointing loss, one that reopens old wounds, I shut everything down. I don't want to hear opinions. I don't want analysis. I don't want to argue tactics. I don't want to relive moments I already know will frustrate me. I just step away. And for a long, long time, I questioned that. I asked myself, does this make me a bad fan? Am I switching off? Am I losing my passion? And the more I sat with it, the more I realized something deeper is happening. I have supported Arsenal for over 20 years. That's 2 decades of emotional investment, 2 decades of hope, 2 decades of almost. Title challenges that fell short, Champions League dreams that faded, cup finals that gave us belief, only for the league to slip away again and again. Season after season, next year will be different. That's the sentiment, that's the statement, that's the feeling. And sometimes it was, but too often it wasn't. So when people talk about disappointment, they talk about one match, one mistake, one bad performance. But for long-term fans, it never just one match. It's memory. It's emotional muscle memory. One loss that doesn't stand alone. It drags every other disappointment behind it. And I think, without realizing it at first, my mind started protecting me. Because as human beings, we don't consciously choose all of our coping mechanism. Sometimes your body just says, I have carried you this enough. And then that's enough. That's when the shutdown begins. So now, when that familiar feeling creeps in, that tightness in the chest, that frustration, that final whistle blow and I see the result, that sinking, here we go again feeling, I remove myself from the noise. Not because I don't care, but because I care too much. And that's the part people misunderstood sometimes. They think real fans suffered loudly. They think loyalty means pain on display. They think you have to consume every reaction, every argument, every hot take, every meltdown. But what if loyalty also means knowing your limits? What if being a real fan means understanding when football starts taking more from you than it gives back? You just need to reassess. Because let's be honest, football is meant to be joy. Yes, passion is there. Yes, debates are good and bring up the heart rate. Yes, it's emotional, but not emotional exhaustion. But over the years, that exhaustion builds quietly for Arsenal fans. Very, very quietly. And sometimes loudly as well. But you don't notice it when you're younger. You wear disappointment like an armor. You joke it off. You banter back. But as time goes on, and life adds its own pressures, work, family, responsibilities, you realize that you don't have unlimited emotional bandwidth. So when Arsenal lose now, especially in the way that feels familiar, I choose peace. I don't force myself to relive it through highlights. I don't punish myself by scrolling on reactions. I don't argue with strangers online. I step back. And stepping back doesn't mean stepping away forever. It just means allowing the feeling to pass without feeding into it. Because, make no mistake, I am an Arsenal fan. And next week will be another match, another excitement, another can't wait for 3 o'clock to come. And hopefully it won't end in disappointment again. But win, lose, or draw, top of the league or nowhere near it, that badge is part of my identity. I don't need to prove my fandom by suffering publicly. I've done my time on that. And maybe this is what supporting a club for decades teaches you. That love doesn't always look loud. That loyalty doesn't always look obsessive. That sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is to protect the part of you that still believes. Because belief is fragile. And when it's been bruised too many times, so no, this doesn't make me a lesser fan. It made me a self-aware fan. A fan who knows when engage and when to breathe. A fan who understands that football is part of life, not the whole of it. And when the joy returns, because it always does, I will be right there again. Hope restored, heart open, still Arsenal. And guess what? I still believe we're going to win the league this year as well. So, it'll be a happy May. Bless up. And make no mistake, this doesn't mean I've lost faith. If anything, my faith is stronger than it's ever been. Because stepping back has reminded me why I fell in love with this club in the first place. Not just for trophies, but for identity, resilience, and belief. I know our good times are on their way. I can feel it. Not in blind hope, but in patient faith. Faith builds from years of watching, years of learning, years of understanding that football, like life, moves in cycles. So when the joy comes back, when the win feels sweeter, when the noise turns into celebration again, I'll be right there. Heart open, head clear, faith stronger than ever. Still Arsenal forever. See you in May.